Coming up today on Breeze TV.
The truth hidden underneath midday celebrations.
And we take a look at first-gen students here on campus, just like myself.
Plus, a new controversial policy within the Virginia Department of Education.
I'm here live at Court Square, where activists are expressing their concerns about climate change. Stay tuned for more on Breeze TV.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Zoe Mowry.
And I'm Joshua Dixon.
JMU's campus was filled with rumors this week, and students took to the internet to express their feelings of safety on campus. As a response, JMU Police Chief Anthony Matos sent a statement out on the LiveSafe app dispelling these allegations. He said the JMU administration will continue to work to keep the community safe, and they are unaware of any immediate threats to the student population.
Trying to refrain from sending out more hysteria of something that may or may not be true. Just because it's on the internet doesn't always mean it's true. And that will save a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of worry that we have seen in the past week.
Chief Matos' biggest advice is to be aware of your surroundings and report any suspicious activity to the JMU Police, either through the LiveSafe app or calling them at 540-568-6912.
Today marks the end of Hazing Prevention Week. In perfect timing, the family of Adam Oakes has been awarded a $1 million settlement from Virginia Commonwealth University. In addition, the university agreed to place further restrictions on Greek life, including harsher alcohol policies and the completion of 12 credit hours before rushing. In a press release, Adam's family encouraged other universities to adapt similar policies. Our executive producer, Kayla Brown, has been following Adam's law and how it will affect the hazing culture at JMU.
The bids are in. So, what does that mean for new recruits? While Bid Day is a joyful celebration, the reality of what comes next is more complicated. Courtney White, cousin of Adam Oakes, travels to other universities sharing his story. While only 4 organizations have received sanctions for hazing at JMU,
I had kids come up to me and specifically say, you need to be at JMU.
Despite only a few official reports from the university, there is a common knowledge that hazing happens here. What keeps these students from coming forward?
Fear and retaliation, I think, are barriers for folks to report.
That code of silence is basically, I'm not going to tell you because I'm in this secret organization, and if I tell, I'm a rat.
Breeze TV has worked diligently to answer one simple question: does hazing happen at JMU? That code of silence has acted as a brick wall and has made it extraordinarily difficult to crack the surface of the culture here on campus. Breeze TV has reached out to over 11 students, 4 of which have agreed to interviews but have canceled at the last minute due to fear of retaliation. Our job as journalists is to tell people's stories and to make change, but we cannot do that without the students of JMU. If you are a victim of hazing and would like to speak out, Breeze TV will work to protect your identity and share your story. And if you are a member of any of these organizations and you would like to speak up about the positive benefits, then we would also like to hear from you. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Kayla Brown.
If you or someone you know experiences hazing, there are resources to help. HazingPrevention.org offers an anonymous hotline outside of the university. To anonymously report through JMU, you can access the form through the Fraternity and Sorority Life section on the school's website, or type the link on screen. JMU Police Department is available in both emergency and non-emergency situations. And now, we're going to go over to our senior anchor, Maggie Rickerby, who's live at the Environmental Management Club's 2nd annual climate strike. What's going on out there, Maggie?
Okay, what package is it? I'm here in the midst of the climate strike where just above 24 activists are chanting behind me, including Councilwoman Laura Dent. And they're chanting against fossil fuels. Our reporter Ellie Fenza has more on how this will affect the JMU community.
The Environmental Management Club is bringing eco-awareness to the Harrisonburg community. Holding their second strike, the club hopes to encourage students to get involved in making a change. President of the club, Elena Finelli, spoke about the major impact JMU can play into helping make the area a greener place.
JMU specifically, super important. Harrisonburg and Rockingham County are super small, and JMU takes up a large part of that. So having efforts from the school is critical for the sustainability of Harrisonburg.
Their hopes are to emphasize the idea of sustainability and build the relationship between JMU students, faculty, and the Harrisonburg community.
That we are not doing enough here at JMU in Harrisonburg, and that we need to do more, and that climate change is real and we have to kind of do something about it, or else things aren't going to last very long. So we just kind of want to bring that to everyone's attention and make a difference and make a change here.
Luckily, there's easy ways to combat this ongoing crisis. Dr. Stephen Freisinger, the advisor of the club, says to start with yourself and take a look into your own lifestyle.
We can live in a way that is much, much lighter on the environment and much less lighter on the climate if we choose to do that. So JMU as an institution, as a community of people, students and faculty, we can change our lifestyle.
Despite centuries of environmental harm, Dr. Freisinger still has hope.
I know that we can get a handle on this if we want to get a handle on this. And so my optimistic tendency leads me to think we will get a handle on this.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Ellie Fenza.
JMU will award David Hogg with the Mahatma Gandhi Nonviolence Award tomorrow in the festival Grand Ballroom. Hogg, a student during the shooting at Parkland High School in 2018, is also the co-founder of March for Our Lives, a nonprofit organization led by students to support gun control legislation. The Gandhi Center says David uses his platform to promote civic engagement activism and voting. This prestigious award has previously been given to the Honorable John Lewis, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and former U.S. President Jimmy Carter.
When we come back on Breeze TV,
we celebrate Bi Visibility Day and give a voice to students in our community.
And we dive into the diverse cultural background of JMU's campus.
The SSC offers a home away from home for first-generation students at JMU.
All this and more after the break.
Bojangles, Cajun Filet Biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit, the one, the only Cajun Filet Biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time. The one, the only Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true, but it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
Head to Bojangles for a Chicken Supremes combo with your choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and a drink. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate mountain.
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
And Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom.
Reaching residential areas.
And your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
This is Breeze TV.
Today is Bisexuality Visibility Day. While the bisexuality movement has been around for the greater part of the 20th century, bi visibility was not fully recognized until 1999 at the International Lesbian and Gay Association Conference. Then, in 2012, the Berkeley City Council declared this day as Bi Visibility Day. I spoke with bi students at JMU about the importance of bisexual visibility on campus. History of the bi visibility movement. Many bisexual students at JMU feel like their voices are still not heard. Some students say that their identity is so underrepresented that it can fall through the cracks.
There are certain things where, like, we're too straight to be in the gay community and we're too queer to be in the straight community.
Gay, lesbian, and trans people are like the louder voices now, and I don't think that's like a problem or anything. It's just that bisexual people are definitely more in the shadows.
With bisexuality towing the line between straight and gay, many outsiders see the identity as a phase.
College is a very infamous space for the whole "it's a phase" discussion. People love to say, you know, the college try, almost as a way to separate any sort of queer act from any queer identity.
This has caused many students to keep their identities under wraps.
A lot of people might feel pressured to hide their identity as bi just because of like a little bit of stigma around it. I know a lot of people will be swiping through Tinder and they're surprised to see that someone is actually bi.
These students said that by sharing these experiences, they are expressing the importance of visibility. To them, the notion of visibility is that if we can see them in the way that they are, their stories are heard and validated. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Sam Game. President Biden officially declared that Hispanic Heritage Month is September 15th through October 15th. However, the term Hispanic does not represent all Latin American people. This month highlights the importance of Latin American history and culture in our community. 15th of September, Latin American Heritage Month, celebrates all things Latin American. JMU students use this month as an opportunity to share their experiences on campus within a predominantly white institution.
It is a pattern that I've noticed within all my classrooms where I am the only person of color in the room. So it's just kind of hard usually in those settings. Sometimes it's just not as welcoming as I would imagine it.
With momentum from the month, students feel more comfortable showing their heritage.
Every time it comes around, I'm always I'm so happy about who I am, my identity and things, being at a PWI, it's very something that I'm so proud to always carry with me.
This year was actually the first year where I actually started telling people my name is pronounced Anali, whatever, and calling my friends their Spanish names as well. And it's just those little changes that really make a big difference and make you feel like I'm not letting go of my identity, but I'm also, evolving.
In the face of adversity, Latin American students can make a change in sharing their culture with the rest of JMU.
Obviously, we all embrace our heritage year-round, but this month kind of gives us the time to shine and showcase, again, to those who might not be as educated.
When JMU is able to support them in their culture, they can provide a support network for others.
Celebrate your friends. Let them know that they're heard, and always make sure, they're comfortable.
To learn more about Latin American culture at JMU, go to the JMU Latinx Student Alliance's Instagram to keep up to date on all of the activities going on this month. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Sam Game. During these celebrations, it's important to remember that every culture has a unique perspective. When others share their identity with you, it's important to keep an open ear and an open mind. Zoe and Joshua, back to you.
Phenomenal work, Sam. Great stuff. This weekend, a staple event of the Harrisonburg community since 1999 plans on making a big return.
With 50+ languages spoken in Harrisonburg, it's only natural that cultures clash. A result of that is the annual international festival that went virtual for 2 years due to COVID-19. Looking to make a big return this weekend, highlighting the diversity of the area.
To our city of immigrants and refugees. So a lot of services which is provided usually to ensure that the community are, in addition to entertainment and knowing each other and really promoting the diversity of the town.
The festival is one such service that looks to promote cultural identity, as well as bring in people from outside the Harrisonburg community.
But in 2019, we had people come in from Maryland or Northern Virginia. We hope that our local community joins and other people from around will come Enjoy.
You can expect to see cultures from Iraq to Mexico, something that wouldn't happen without the people behind the festival.
It is a giant group effort, and I think the event has always spoken for itself. Just come and enjoy. It is what the community makes of it. So we're rebuilding, we're back, we're all getting to the point where we're so tired that all we have left is excitement. So we hope that you can come and join us on Saturday and share it with us.
The town is teeming with diverse perspectives and experiences. Experiences that are a welcome sight in a community known as the Friendly City. This has been Moses Harris on Breeze TV.
According to the Center for First Generation Student Success, 56% of undergraduate students are first gen. Our executive producer, Kayla Brown, explored their experiences on campus.
On the second floor of SSC, the Center for First Generation Students is finally open. The center is working to become a safe space for students with similar backgrounds to come together.
This whole school could really benefit from just dedicating certain things to certain groups of people.
First-gen students are classified as the first in their families to receive a 4-year degree. With no one to relate to at home and no outlet on campus, navigating college can be difficult.
They had no idea what college life was like, and so I kind of felt like I didn't really have anywhere to turn to. I just felt like I was so lost.
There are resources to financially help, such as the Centennial and Valley Scholarships. Senior Signera Chisley Strickler was awarded the Valley Scholarship in the 7th grade, which gave her the opportunity to attend JMU on a full ride. However, the prestigious scholarships cannot reach everyone. Students believe it is up to JMU to fill the gap with resources.
I had 4 friends that were first gen, and I could tell you that none of them are here now. And it's all because of the lack of support that students have on campus. You know, it just makes it really hard to feel like I belong, to feel like I'm getting everything out of my education here. Just like ways that I could actually feel like a student at JMU instead of someone who just goes here.
There's a hope the center will work to provide all first-gen students with the resources they need to succeed. Being a first-gen student at a school like JMU is an uphill battle, but the adversity has taught them to appreciate the things their peers often take for granted.
Even though the experience was really, really overwhelming, I'm still trying to graduate and to get my education.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Kayla Brown.
Great stuff there from Kayla. A hidden gem in Taylor Down Under is expanding to East Campus. The pantry started in 2020 and is a free student resource created to help students with food insecurity. The pantry has several items available with no questions asked. These products include toiletries, shelved goods, and produce. Jeremy Hawkins, the Assistant Director of Off-Campus Life, spoke about the importance of having the pantry at JMU.
Campus-wide survey and some focus groups with students to see exactly what the needs were. And we found out that our numbers aligned pretty much with national statistics on the percentage of students that are experiencing food insecurity. So nationally it's about 39%, and here at JMU we were right around 36% of students that reported having mid to high levels of food insecurity. So we knew we needed to do something. And a pantry seems to be a great kind of first step in combating food insecurity on campuses.
The pantry expansion has no specific date of opening. For updates on the pantry, go to jmu.edu/SSH. When we return on Breeze TV,
the controversial policy passed under Governor Youngkin's administration.
Plus, how the death of a young woman sparked a massive social protest in Iran.
And markets continue to decline after another aggressive Federal Reserve push.
Stay tuned.
Bojangles, Cajun Filet Biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun Filet Biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time. The one. The only Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true. But it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
Head to Bojangles for a Chicken Supremes combo with your choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and a drink. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
This is Breeze TV.
Good afternoon, JMU. I'm Regine Aranazari, and this is Breeze TV Politics. Last Friday, the Virginia Department of Education released new model policies under the Youngkin administration, with the most notable change being the treatment of transgender students. The new guidelines state that students under 18 must be referred to by their legal name and pronouns, and any changes must be approved by parents. The policy also states that students must use school facilities, such as bathrooms or locker rooms, based on their biological sex. Youngkin campaigned on the importance of parent involvement in education last year, and this news comes just 3 months after a group of Harrisonburg teachers and parents filed a lawsuit against the school board and superintendent pertaining to HCPS's previous policy in which teachers were not required to report name and pronoun changes to parents. Although early reactions from school districts suggest that a majority of the Commonwealth will comply with the policy, there will likely be resistance in more liberal areas. A 30-day public comment period will open next week, and our politics team will continue to provide updates as the matter develops. In other news, early voting begins today in the Commonwealth, and our reporter Colby Reese is live at the Harrisonburg Voting Registrar with updates. Colby, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Regine. I'm in downtown Harrisonburg at City Hall, where the voting registrar is located. Beginning today, citizens can start to cast their vote in the midterm elections. Early voting runs until November 5th, with Election Day being on the 8th. To vote, make sure you're a registered voter in Harrisonburg, bring a form of ID, and come right here to the voting registrar. Whether it's on the day or early, it is important to cast your vote in order to make change. To find out more about voting in Harrisonburg, go to harrisonburgva.gov/registrar. I've got to go vote. That's all from here. Back to you all in the studio.
Thanks, Colby. Mass anti-government protests are intensifying in Iran following the death of Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old Kurdish woman who died in morality police custody for the way she wore her hijab. Police claimed she had died of a heart attack. However, Amini's family claims that she was beaten to death, citing eyewitness testimony. In response, the Iranian government has deployed numerous security forces to crack down on protesters and has restricted access to Instagram and WhatsApp. Our politics team spoke to JMU sociology professor and author of Social Movements in 20th Century Iran, Dr. Stephen Polson, about the matter.
What the clerics did and what Ayatollah Khomeini did and what he outlined explicitly in his book, Islamic Governance, was he kept those democratic institutions, the parliament and the presidency, but then established this clerical oversight that literally has veto power over these more democratic-looking institutions.
On Wednesday, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi stated that he has spoken to the Amini family and will launch an investigation into the situation. Raisi is currently in New York for the United Nations General Assembly and has resumed discussion about reviving the Iran nuclear deal. Despite Raisi and Iranian protesters speaking out about the crippling economic sanctions from the West, Republicans proposed a bill this week seeking to codify Trump-era sanctions imposed on Iran.
Inevitably, if the United States actually does kind of come out forcefully on the side of the protesters, it actually does tend to kind of reinforce the conservative narrative that's being used in Iran. They essentially, I can guarantee you that the leader of the revolution, Ali Khamenei, is going to go, see, I told you. It's not the protesters. They're doing the bidding of the United States. And a lot of politicians in the West have not understood that dynamic.
Amini's death has raised tensions between the Iranian establishment and the Kurdish minority, who have historically been oppressed by the regime. Human rights groups fear that at least 31 people have died in the wake of these protests. بیاد مهسا در نومیدی بسی امید است. پایان شب سیاه سپید است. In memory of Mahsa, there is much hope in hopelessness. For at the end of a dark night, there is light. And now, U.S. stocks continue to decline today after a tumultuous week as concerns over inflation quickly turn into fears of a global recession due to escalating interest rates and low foreign currency rates. The Dow Jones and NASDAQ are seeing losses of about 2.3%, while the S&P 500 is down 2.4%. West Texas Intermediate and Brent crude oil's futures plummeted 4.4% and 3.7%, respectively. The U.S. dollar index hit its highest level since 2002 at 112.427. That's all for politics. Joshua and Zoe, back to you.
We're approaching the final stretch.
The Dukes have a chance to make a statement this week in their first Sun Belt matchup against a strong App State team.
And women's soccer continues their success, taking down Old Dominion in an in-conference matchup.
Buckle up, we take a look at how fellow Dukes make sure everyone gets a ride home safely this weekend.
Stay tuned, Dukes.
Bojangles, Cajun Filet Biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun Filet Biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time. The one, the only Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true, but it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
Head to Bojangles for a Chicken Supremes combo with your choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and a drink. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate mountain.
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
And Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom.
Reaching residential areas.
And your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
This is Breeze TV.
JMU football is 2-0 with the second highest points per game offense. Defensively, the team has only allowed 21 yards on the ground to their opponents and just 14 points. The Dukes will now face their toughest matchup so far with the 2-1 Appalachian State Mountaineers. The Dukes have a chance to make a statement this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's real now. So we had two, I don't want to say pretty easy games going into it, but yeah, now it's the competition heats up and got to get on a roll here.
The Mountaineers have already made headlines in the national news with their win over then 6th-ranked Texas A&M and their last-second Hail Mary against Troy. The atmosphere around App State, combined with the anticipation of JMU, has set a tone for Saturday's gridiron matchup.
It's great to be excited, but you gotta keep your standards high and prepare.
This excitement has found its way into the national media, and one veteran on the team has taken notice to it.
It's definitely been cool to be more in the spotlight and have people actually watching JMU, and it adds pressure that I welcome because it helps me play better.
The interest lies with the JMU team, who many don't consider to have faced a challenging opponent.
It's going to be a good measuring stick, I think, for us.
The game itself will have two teams looking to finally reestablish a competitive rivalry.
As the years go by, can really be a great rivalry, and our guys are excited to play. Their place is going to be sold out. When they come up here next year, our place is going to be sold out.
Reporting from Breeze TV, I'm Joshua Dixon.
JMU's women's soccer team defeated the Old Dominion Monarchs 1-0 in last night's matchup. JMU's sole goal came from Amanda Adenazzi in the second half of the game. This is JMU's 6th win of the season, giving them a record of 6-2-1. The Dukes' next game is an away game versus the Southern Miss Golden Eagles on September 25th. And now we're going to go back in and check with Maggie at the climate strike. Any updates, Maggie?
Yeah, let's go on a stroll. This would be kind of fun.
Thanks, Zoe. We're here at City Hall, and we have just started marching back. I'm here with Lizzie Emsch, a JMU alum. So what do you feel as if you've accomplished today?
Yeah, so today we accomplished a lot of things. As you can see, we have a good group of people behind us, and we just brought a lot more attention to local voting. So today started the early voting until November 5th. Another thing that we brought up to is just continuing advocacy, so social environmental advocacy. I think we did a good job. And connecting Harrisonburg and JMU orgs together. I feel like that's a big thing that we've done today, too.
And what is the biggest change you're hoping to see coming out of all of this?
Yeah, so the biggest change would probably be just creating an alliance between JMU and Harrisonburg orgs and JMU faculty and admin. And from this, I feel like today we could do that. If we're aligning our values together, I think we can get some stuff done.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Back to you all in the studio.
Stuff out there, Maggie. And now we get to look at how Maggie took a deep dive into the tight-knit community at JMU.
Ride sharing is a popular way for students to get home safely after a night out. One option is Safe Rides, an anti-drunk driving student service organization. It is a free and guaranteed safe ride home. Safe Rides is available to students every Friday and Saturday night from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Laura Bessalou, the internal director of Safe Rides, said she joined the organization after a boy died in a drunk driving accident in her hometown.
I saw how it tore apart my hometown, and I didn't want that to happen in Harrisonburg. And a girl from my high school actually was in Safe Rides before I got here. She's a year older than me. And I saw the community that she made within the organization and then all the amazing things that she was doing, and it made me want to apply. And then I got in, and I've just had a passion for it ever since.
Another option is taking a sober ride. Partygoers can book a ride with Sober Dukes to get to their destinations. Available in a Facebook group, sober drivers post their ride rates, the amount of people they can fit in their car, and their contact information.
It's very friendly, very low-key, and everyone is super nice in the entire community. And it's, I don't know, we're all just looking out for each other. And, getting a sober from somebody at JMU is usually the best idea because they'll always have your best interests out for you.
Bayla Kessler, a sophomore sober driver, said she is able to make some extra money while getting someone home safely. She said that the community of ride sharers shows how tight-knit and welcoming JMU is.
When I'm at JMU, especially I know even if I'm driving or I'm getting a sober ride, I know it's a JMU student and I know they're trustworthy and safe.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Maggie Rickerby.
Before we go, we want to give our condolences to our chief engineer, John Wenger, whose father recently passed away.
We want to have everybody at Breeze TV has the family in their thoughts.
Thank you for joining us today. It was a good show. Another great one in the books.
And see you same time, same place next week.
Take care of each other, Dukes.